good people. What's going on, y'all? We got episode 7, The Angels Online. And the topic today is a fatherless child. We got a packed house in the building, baby.
Yes.
Packed house in the building. We're going to start who I got online. I got Bobby online. Bobby, can you say what's up to the people?
What's up?
There it is.
All right, Bobby.
We bringing that energy already,
Okay.
baby. You know what to say.
It's going to be a good
We got
episode.
Dr. Dante in the building.
How we doing?
And there he is, guys, you know.
Just let the balloon go.
And we're going to start over across from me. We got this young man. Go ahead, give me your name, sir.
James. My name is James.
Okay. We
Hey,
got
James.
Don't be scared, baby. The mic ain't going to bite back. You bite it. Go ahead.
Hey, my name's Shania. What's up?
There it is.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Your main man, DJ Wilson, host of Vimatic TV.
Boom.
Ooh,
It's Mo, y'all. What's going on, family?
Shannon here.
Woo-wee! You got to give the people what they want. Y'all want to hear about the fatherless child? We're going to give it to you. These people will come to give their stories, talk about whether they had a father, the lack of a father figure, the whole 9, things that people around the world go through. So we're going to start off, first we're going to start off with the kids, though. Nah, matter of fact, we're going to ask why everybody is here on the fatherless child episode. We're going to start with Shannon, and she's probably going to tell you that she's just assistant and just out here.
Yep, you took the rest right out of my mouth. I'm just here so I won't get fired. I'm just playing.
Yeah, Mo.
But yes, I am a fatherless child. So
Mo, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. You got it.
All right, so we explaining just why we here.
Yeah. You're
All
a
right.
fatherless child. You got a daddy. Did you have a father? What you got?
No, I didn't have a daddy.
Okay.
Like my mama used to say, she was my mama and my daddy. So.
Okay. DJ, go
I'm
ahead.
here because Angel owed me money on my hookah that we got last week. No,
you
no,
know what? She owed me too.
Yeah, see there, look, but that's a whole nother
Everybody
conversation.
get on the Angels Online and lie.
But that's
ahead.
another conversation. But I wasn't necessarily a father's child, but I felt like I was the black sheep in the family, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. We'll get into that. All right. Shania.
I'm here because I am a fatherless child myself. I wasn't once upon a time, but you know, people will replace you. They take your place. You get a wife, and then that wife get your daddy kids, and you know, here I am. So
Okay.
it's okay.
Say no more. James.
I'm here because I did have a father, but he went to prison, so
Okay.
he was out of my life.
Okay.
Well, he still is, but I got my little brother dad that's trying to be there for me, you know.
Okay.
That's good.
Good.
Listen.
Bobby, talk to me.
Yeah, I grew up in a single-parent household with a dad that was in the picture, but a lot of distrust and a lot of anxiety to be around both parents at the same time, and a lot of ill-spoken words about one party or the other from the other's family.
Got you.
So it was
Got you. Dante.
yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You got jokes. Everybody got jokes.
Good
Some old
today.
people, iron people. I'm a him. Okay. So you know, and my name is Angel. I am Angel.
You tackle like a him.
You know what
You
I'm saying?
ball like a him.
I've been in the gym a little while, you know.
Shoot.
So Dante, are you here just because you don't get fired as well, sir?
Well, yes, I was summoned by Angel, but I am here to provide clinical experience for people
Okay.
who are experiencing a single-parent household.
Okay.
So hold on, Angel, you up here firing people and stuff?
I know that they're don't listen to.
Okay,
I
I
just.
just-
The Angels Online. See, we got to have some fun. I'm sick of y'all already.
Okay.
All right.
This gonna be. I told you. I felt this gonna be a bomb episode. Okay, we got all good energy.
I'm gonna start with the kids first. And that's James and Shania here. James, so you just mentioned currently your little brother's father tries to step up and play a role. Can you tell me about that?
Well, when my mom first moved to my new house that we've been here for 3-4 years now, she had my little baby brother Nas, and you know, he knew that I didn't have no father figure in my life. So he's been, you know, some days he take me to basketball practice. Like Sundays I go to the gym just to, you know, work out and stuff. You know, just that father figure that I didn't have. And you know, it's it's real tough. It's really tough when you don't have that father figure in your life, but he make it easy. You know, he makes everything all right with him being in my life and stuff.
That's awesome. And before we go to Shania, I want to say y'all know that season 2 is brought to you by the youth, and I did have a youth say that he don't know his daddy. You wonder why daddies walk out when they have responsibilities, and he don't have a daddy. And another one said he's young from a boy going to a teenager, and he's having trouble to figure out how to switch it up and what he's supposed to do, but he's surviving, you know. So I just want to put that out there, and I'm glad you said that, you know, that is tough, you know what I'm saying? And give that man his cute kudos.
All right.
We won't shout him out.
Shout out to
What's his
him.
name?
His name is Charles.
Charles, shout out
Shout
to
out to
Charles.
you,
What's
Charles.
going on, Charles?
Come on. All right, Shania, talk to me. You got a father figure or you have nobody? What you got? Tell me.
I mean, I have a father figure, but we bump heads a lot. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a lot of love. He was there for me when my daddy wasn't there. I mean, I feel like when it comes to my daddy, he doesn't play a major part in my life. I mean, but it doesn't affect me in no type of way, because like it was just previously mentioned, my mama is my mama and my daddy, and she gonna always be there for me. But you know, with my daddy, ever since my mom and my daddy broke up when I was probably like, what was I, 2, Ma? Yeah, I was 2. And I feel like with my daddy, he feel like the only way he'll be able to take care of me is if he with my mama, and that's not how it's gonna be. So if he don't want to, you know, take care of me, then it is what it is. I don't need you. I never did. So that's just kind of my mentality.
Okay. And can I ask, James, how old are you?
15.
Okay. Shania, how old are you?
18.
Awesome. Thank you. I want to keep it on. I want to keep it on y'all. Y'all have siblings?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I do.
James, your little brother, your siblings, you guys have the same father except for Nas.
Yes.
So it doesn't play a factor. How about your other siblings? How do they deal with?
You know, it's like the same. You know, he sometimes buy them clothes, buy me clothes.
So he's taking on the role for all 4
Yeah.
kids, including his.
Yeah.
Okay. Shania, is there a treatment difference
He bring
about your siblings? You guys have the same dad. Who's their dad? And
No, both my siblings have the same dad. I'm kind of like the outsider when it comes to having a dad. It's, you know, we all have different daddies, but Mackenzie and Morgan, they have the same dad, and I have a different dad.
Okay, Mackenzie and Morgan, is their dad the one that takes care of you right now?
Yes, he does. He does what he can,
Okay.
and I support it.
Okay. So there's really not like a separation problem between you guys.
Not necessarily. I mean, he treat me like his own. He actually, I can't even fake it. Sometimes he treat me better.
Okay.
Mostly because, you know, I'm a good child. And
You're the oldest too.
yeah, so, you know, I get more of a good treatment than them because, you know, they bad. But he treats us all equally. It's no differentiation between all 3 of us.
Okay, and so you already answered this, but you don't feel like you're missing out on a loving father in your life because you have your stepfather.
I mean, honestly, you know, having a father figure in your life is great, but it hurts because, you know, you have a biological father that you can connect to, but you can't really connect because, you know, he's not there. And it's like, oh, why don't you want me? And, like, every girl is going to want their father in their life. And, like, no matter... You can have a dozen father figures, but that one father that literally created you, you're going to have that type of bond. And it's like, you know, I want to give my all into you, but you don't want to give that same energy. So it's okay. It's fine.
James, do you feel like you're missing out on?
No, everything she said is true. You know, maybe sometimes you think, oh, maybe.
What if,
you know, what if I did something wrong? You know, what can I do to make it better? But
blaming, huh?
Right, but at the end of the day, you know, you gotta move on from it, and because that person's not gonna be there forever. You're not gonna be there forever, so you just can't stay on that one thing. So, you know, it's tough, but
People come and go.
So
You live and you learn.
And but that takes me to our next question. What challenges do you think you face because you lack a father, James?
okay, well,
As a 15-year-old
That's a
young
good
man.
question. That's a good question.
what challenges do you think?
What challenges do you think? I mean, we can y'all men help him a little bit so you can. What challenges you? For example, you mentioned earlier, it could be for us. It could be simple. For you, just taking me to practice is important. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
That's
it's
a
like,
challenge for you. You know.
it's like, as a small kid, you falling from your bike, you expect your dad to pick you up.
Come on.
Yeah.
Can't, like movies, TV shows.
The
First
connection.
day, right? First days of practice and stuff like that.
I got a
Just
question.
being there, period.
Just
It's-
puberty, huh?
Yeah,
just growing up. Go
just-
ahead, Mo.
I got a question for you.
Mhm.
Anything in your future, do you feel like is it something specific that you wish your father would be there?
Maybe
Like, dang, I wish
if-
I had a father.
Graduation.
Yeah,
My
like
graduation,
graduation,
for sure.
just
Yeah, my
advice
gradu-
on women, life, whatever. You know
yeah,
what I'm
my
saying?
graduation for sure. I know my mom gonna be there. She's gonna be there crying.
But you just graduated 8th grade, right?
Yeah, I know.
Was your
Yeah,
mom-
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Was your mom in there crying?
You don't know. You baby.
My baby going to 8th grade.
I don't,
Trying to, mama don't be crying for
I
my
don't think she
friends.
was, but she was pretty happy for me.
Good.
I love her to death.
Good. Shout out to your mama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Shania, what about you? What challenges? I mean, you kind of mentioned some. Would you like to elaborate?
Honestly, it's a lot of things that can go through my head about challenges. Like, me personally, I'm not the best at driving, and I feel like, being a father,
Angel.
you know, it's always, you have that father-daughter experience when your daddy is teaching you how to drive, and he's like, oh my gosh, slow down, slow down. I mean, my daddy is he let me drive his car once. That was like when I started my freshman year of high school. It was one time. It was
I heard
kind
that
of,
once.
yeah.
He ain't never let you drive
You talking
again.
about your stepdad, right?
No, my
No, her
actual
brother.
Oh, your
dad.
actual- okay.
Yeah, he let me drive his car once. It was a cool experience, but it's like we don't ever get those moments. It's like if I'm not with my dad, it's like I don't know. But like the challenges, I wish my daddy was at my graduation, honestly. I wish he was there to see me, get sent off at prom. See, now I'm finna cry a little bit. Y'all
Hey,
finna make me
listen
cry.
here.
It's
Open
fine.
space. It is okay.
Oh,
It is
I mean,
okay.
let it out.
You just graduated high school, right?
Mhm.
You know what? Let me give a round of applause to y'all real quick.
Congrats, y'all.
Graduates,
Congrats.
8th grade, high school, and you're gonna go to college.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Harris-Stowe State University.
Okay.
Come on.
My HS.
Full ride. Full
What?
educational scholarship, baby.
Smart.
That's awesome.
It is all right. It is all right. We here. This is a safe space. We here. This is what we here for.
I don't like people seeing me cry. It make me feel vulnerable. I don't
No.
know.
Nah,
I
that's
like
okay.
that.
It's
Pain
fine.
is something we all share.
And we
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Say it again, Mo.
Pain is something we all share.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Oh my goodness. And do you know what are ways that you try to cope with it? Shania, I'm gonna keep it on you.
I mean, honestly, I just try to. I'm not a very open person. I'm an antisocial
Ooh, Lord.
person. I try not to be, but I kind of cope by being by myself or like talking to my mama because she takes the place as my daddy. So, if I need something, I go to her. But some things she just don't want to do. Like teach me how to drive, ma. She don't
ain't
never
got
want to
the
teach me how to drive. But other
I
things,
don't have- If anybody know any driver schools, please reach out to ShannahLJ18@yahoo.com because yes,
She said she ain't got the patience. She
I
being
don't know. Is
honest
she
with
that
you.
bad
My
though?
TT didn't even have the patience, but yeah, she
Girl,
This
she
is
drive
the
sometimes. Sometimes it's not
this
about the
is
drive,
okay.
It's just a fear of
She
a parent.
thought that the blinkers automatically come on.
That
when
was
you
a
wanna
long
make a right or left.
Whoa,
Only
you
on
thought
the
that?
movies.
That was a long time
Only on the
ago.
movies.
That was when I was like
don't feel
8.
too bad. When
That
I
was
first
when I
started
was
driving,
8.
I was driving with 2 feet, and that was my very first time driving. But
How you gonna
yeah, the
put me
blinkers
out?
I'm
automatically.
sorry.
That's something right there. That's
Cause you put me out, so I had to give it back. I had to let them know what was my reason.
Oh my god.
she thought the
Oh,
blinkers
my
came on
goodness.
automatic.
This was a long
That's
time
crazy.
Probably
ago.
on the Tesla or something.
Okay.
Possibly, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it over. I'm gonna give y'all a break for a minute because we're gonna go back to y'all and whatnot. But for the adults, Shannon, can you tell us about your lack of a father, the current role, if he plays a role in your life? Who played the role? Give me that.
Okay. So my father has been absent. Sorry to use this term. He was a jack in a box. He popped in and popped back out. I always tried to extend the olive branch and try to build a relationship with him. But when he had different wives and they had kids, I was not around. He came around when I had my daughter because I was 17. And the challenges I faced was if I had a dad, I wouldn't have been a teen mom. I would have had a dad to talk to me about boys and stuff like that. But granted, I was with her dad for like 7 years, so it was fine. He did miss all my graduations. So that would be my high school graduation. That was my college graduation. My recent graduation in December when I graduated from WashU School of Law. He was not there. The only time I would hear from him is if he was in an accident or something. And he would call my mom and be like, he wants to see me and I'll come. And then I'm thinking, we're going to try to build a relationship. But it wasn't there. Even like now. Like I told him a couple years ago during the pandemic, I went and sat down and talked to him. And I told him, I hated you for a very long time. And the hate I had for you was you couldn't get like a kidney from me. You couldn't get blood from me. That was just how bad I hated him, because at that time in high school, he had his wife niece went to school with me. So my senior year, I would always hear stuff that, she would say my dad and her aunt was going to do. And I mean, I'm his kid and I don't spend time with my daddy. I don't see my daddy. And the fact that he couldn't come to my high school graduation, but he went to her graduation the following year. Whatever wife he was with for some reason didn't like me. I don't know my daddy. I'm trying to build a relationship with him, so I don't know what's your reasoning for his not liking me. When he was in a relationship or married, I rarely ever heard from him. I've never gotten anything from my dad, and even when I talked to him a couple years ago, I told him, you have your own life, I have mine. You can always check in. You don't have to call me every day. I'm fine with you, calling me once a week or texting me. And I went through a lot, considering I'm on this season a lot. The sexual assault and all of that. I didn't have my dad to be there. And when I don't even want to go into this episode, but when I finally went to get justice for myself, I called him, because during that time, it was all on the news, all on social media, for as me getting justice for myself, where I was trying to tell him, like, hey, this is what's going on, this is what happened. And he told me he was going to call me back because he was ordering his food. And I still haven't got the call back. But,
yeah, that's great.
The messed up part where, like, I had to tell Shania, like, I'm grateful that my mom married my stepdad. And he's not a stepdad. He's the dad that stepped up, because every graduation, he was there. Every birthday, he was there. Anytime I need anything, it doesn't matter what it is. Even with my kids, he will tell my mom, like, you need to go do this. I'm going to do this. He worked at different restaurants, and I just get a knock on the door here, where he's just bringing food. Like, he's always been that dad. And of course, everybody like, okay, because with me, my mom ain't have no boyfriend since I was 5. So when they told me at 15, 16, my mom had a boyfriend, I was like, who, Casper? Because I ain't never seen my mom.
Wait.
Now, she one of the moms like you, she's one of the moms that you gonna meet him when she ready for you to meet.
Right.
So
and then
that's how my mom.
It was just like, because she was always by herself. So I was like, I don't do my mom get a boyfriend. But when he came, like, of course, you kind of skeptical, but, we have our, like, minor differences, but I'm very grateful and blessed that I did, and, he did come into my life, and I do have him, because he don't never tell people, like, that's my stepdaughter with me and my sister. That's my daughter. That's my daughter. And he brags very proudly of us, because he always tell people, no, you cannot talk to my daughter. You can't talk to her because she's a scholar. You're not on her level. You can't. But he's very, like, protective of me and my sister. And it was just like how Shania feels. Like, yes, I totally feel for her for it's with her dad. And it sucks because here it is. My dad had a stroke the day after Father's Day. And my thing was, I ain't want to go see him. And I'm not going to lie, I'm keep it funky with y'all. I ain't want to go see him because it was like, what have you done for me? Because even now, I still feel like Will Smith. Like, why you don't want me? I'm not a bad kid. I'm not the first kid, but I'm the second kid you have. I'm the one that got the high school diploma first, the college graduations and the masters, and now I want to go get a doctorate. So it's just like, I'm the one that got everything first, and you was just like never there. And of course, I wanted to do great, and part of my logic was, well, maybe if I do great, he would want to come around. But the older I got, I was just like, you know what?
Just gotta move on.
I'm going to protect my peace
That's it.
and my energy at all costs. And you have to realize that some people are in your life for a season and a reason in a lifetime, and you have to figure out where those people fit in between those. And it's okay, especially with family. You don't have to, just because he's my dad, I don't have to be bothered with him.
Blood don't mean that.
I mean, peace and blessings.
Come on.
Peace and blessings to you.
There you
And I'm not at the point, I'm no longer going to make myself vulnerable and extend this olive branch, because one, I'm a child and I didn't ask to be here. You're my dad. So if you feel like you want to build that relationship and that bond with me, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to try it, but it's going to be on my terms, because I'm not going to keep making myself available when you don't want to be there.
Right.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
Mo, tell, give us a little bit of you. Give us a little bit of you, Mo. Just a little bit.
All right. So I met my father one time for the first time when I was 18 years old. I kind of don't even remember it because, he's just like a little ant that you don't even paying attention to. Like, like she said, keep it funky. Growing up, I had my mama and my two sisters, my grandma, just a little circle. I didn't really need a father because I had them. You know what I'm saying? Strong women, just to share that bond and that struggle with. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really care for a father. Like, that's why I don't get me wrong. The curiosity's still in me. Like, what if? That big question. That what if?
Yeah.
But I think growing up, just the men that was around me, family or not, I think I kind of learned from them. And then that's why I just kind of grew up and I was like, okay, let me learn from their mistakes. Let me learn. You just got to have discernment as a young man now, like knowing right from wrong, and learn from the women too, especially if you've got good women that you living with or that's just in your life. Don't take that for granted. And then just being in an environment as a young adult, being able to, like I say, that discernment, being in that environment. Because a lot of stuff out here is a lot of distractions. That wave, don't follow that wave, because everybody out here ain't winning, so you can't just follow what everybody else is doing. If you want to be a great person, surround yourself with great people.
That's right.
And then great people will follow you, and then eventually
You will become great.
you'll be great. It's just
One
about
time.
Gravitate to
You seen that man one time and you turned out like this, huh?
Yeah, you know what's
because
crazy?
of him, it made you be the man
Strong
you
man
are
that you
today. And I swear, you probably do the best daddy in the world, huh?
And then, of course, you can credit the women in your life for making you the man that you are today.
Exactly.
A father, a husband, and all that. And you give credit to your mom and your grandmother and your sisters. So.
Exactly. It's crazy because he actually tried to reach out to me when I was 26 now, so about a year ago. Yeah, he tried to reach out to me. I didn't even want to hear it. My sister went to go have dinner with him. He couldn't even pay for the food. So
Wow.
yeah. So I was like, she told me, I was like, nah, I ain't even trying to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? Like she say, I ain't. You there for a season and reason. You know what I'm saying? If that go for my mom or anybody, if you're not going, if you're not aligned with my vision and where I'm going in life, then you know what I'm saying? I love you, but
You got
From
to
a
go.
you got to go.
You got to go.
You got to go.
I'm loving Angel's energy, man. I'm loving her energy.
Straight up, man. You just gotta give it to him straight up, man. If you ain't with the ish, you got to go.
What's
got
my
to go.
line, Rhonda? I can't hold on to things and people that no longer serves me.
Come on now.
Yeah.
If you ain't serving what we got going on, I can't feed you, baby.
Peace and blessings.
You got to get the people what they want. Good people, good people. What? DJ, talk black to me, baby.
Oh man,
Tell
I'm
me
talking
something,
real
man.
black to you. All
Tell me
right, so
something.
Keep it funky with us.
unlike you guys, my father's no longer here. He died when passed away when I was 8 years old in a terrible car accident. But growing up, being the youngest, he adopted my older sister. So it's 4 of us, 2 girls, 2 boys, and I'm the youngest. I always felt like I was the black sheep because I felt like I wasn't getting enough attention like the rest of them. And I actually told you this story. It was one time where
Wait,
these...
tell us why you was the black sheep. They were divorced, though.
Yeah, they were in the process of getting a divorce. So
When you were born.
so it was thoughts of, is that your son? I've been asked that. I'm 32. Been asked that my whole entire life. I'm like, me and him look exactly the same. Especially since I went bald. Yeah, we look exactly the same when I look at one of his older pictures. But that was something that, especially when I would go over to his side of the family houses, I would hear the whispers and this and that. And at this time, they were divorced. And
you were a young boy, too.
I was young, yeah. Being young, listening to all that. And
Come on.
yeah, it was horrible. But I made it through because, like Mo said, I had my mom and aunts and grandmothers and uncles who were that figure in my life that I needed to, grow and to learn from. But this one particular time when I was kind of just over it was, and don't laugh, I actually saw Angel this last week, or was it early, whenever we went out.
Yeah.
So these new J's came out. New J's. Everybody wanted the J's. He comes with boxes. I'm like, oh wow, I think I'm about to get the J's. So my sister Talisha opening it up, my brother opens it up, they getting the J's, and when I opened mine up, I had some damn felines. Some felines. My mom.
Forever I love it, line up,
And it ain't the felines that's out today. It was the ones that had the little platforms on them and everything. Oh man, yeah, the little gym shoes. My mom was heated, and she was like, she threw it in the face like, why would you not? It's like bringing McDonald's for your kids, but not for the rest of, for everybody else. So that right there was kind of when I was over. I really didn't associate with his side of the family for real. And even when his mother passed, my grandmother, I was not included in the obituary. So yeah, so I just completely don't talk to that side of the family at all. I have a little sister that I don't have a relationship with. I don't know her, but she's there. But yeah,
Wow.
I'm the same way, man.
Bobby, can you give us
It's
a
a
little
whole
something,
bunch of
something?
Yeah, so I grew up with Dad not in the household, knew who he was, could see him, but there was a lot of, there wasn't violence, but there was a lot of ill-spoken will towards my dad through family. So even though Dad was around occasionally, maybe it was twice a week, once a week, depending on which week it was, everything was a hindrance. So even though, like, Dad's supposed to be great, I grew up in Eureka, which is supposed to be a great community, and it is. Everything is, in my perspective now, you look back, it's what you make out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got a great mom. She can only do what she can do. Dad can only do what they can do. And as you look back on it now, it was a blessing in disguise, but at the time, everything's a hurdle that you do, whether it's going to sports practice, whether it's having friends, trying to find a way to get there. You wake up late for school, how are you going to make that happen? And who can you tell what? 'Cause you don't know who you can tell what at that early age.
Mm-hmm. You don't know about vulnerability at an early age like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
You
know
know
who
nothing.
you can talk to. You don't know who you can trust. And then there's a sense of embarrassment. Was there a struggle in the household as far as, since everything was a hindrance? Was your
Absolutely.
Your mom was. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Mom was doing everything she could. She's
Hold on
working
one
a
second,
day
Bobby.
job.
Bobby, are you in a location? Your phone is kind of cutting out a little bit.
Is this better?
Way better.
Yeah,
Go
there
ahead.
you go.
Go
All
ahead.
right, Bobby.
Yeah, so Mom's doing everything she can do. Me, Mom, sister in a household. And neither one of my parents were highly educated. They went to college but never got a degree. So, they're great people. But what were our priorities at that time was just survival. You go to Grandma's house. Grandma doesn't like Dad because Dad left the picture. So then you hear things there. Well, okay. So then you look at it. You see you're the man at the house even when you're 5 years old. Well, what does that mean? Well, then everything your dad's supposed to do, they look at on you. So how you take that,
Because you're the oldest.
and you spend,
Yep.
maybe sometimes you spend crying in the shower because you don't want anybody to see what's going on.
Yep.
Look, James over here, but listening to you, you going through the same thing, huh?
And you
Going
gonna
through
cry as
the
an adult
Go ahead.
too.
Say
Like
what
you
Go
gotta
ahead.
when you're the oldest, you gotta be the man of the house.
Yeah.
You gotta
Right.
do the stuff that your father's supposed to do. You gotta be the example that your sibling. You gotta be the person that your siblings look up to.
Yep.
Do you feel like it forces you to grow up, James? Or
That's what I was about to say. You have to force
do
to
you
be
feel like
grow
it's-
faster.
At first I did, but I've been without a father since I was 5. So
10
it's
years,
like
huh?
yeah. So it's like I'm starting to get used to it.
You've normalized it.
Yeah.
Starting to see it as a blessing.
Yeah.
You enjoyed the outcome, what
Yeah.
it, the benefits of it.
Yep.
Bobby, what about you?
Yeah, you look at something that's supposed to be so light. Like, how much does a bag of trash weigh? You take it out all the time because you're the man of the house at that point, right? But like, it doesn't weigh that much. But every time you do it, you're like, man, can I just have some help? I'm just me.
That goes to think how some of these single mothers think because we're doing a fatherless child. That's how some of these. I like that analogy that you utilized. It's like a bag of trash. You take it out and you keep taking it out. It's like the same. It's the same amount every time, but it's like either damn it's getting heavier or how many times can I take
gotta
this?
keep coming
how many
out
times
here?
I gotta
Right.
keep taking this trash out by myself? Somebody gonna take this trash out? That's another way.
Absolutely.
That's
good.
somebody
That's
else.
just a
better
bag
way
of
of saying
trash,
it.
right?
Is it another? Where the man at? Come on, take care of these damn kids.
Right,
Come
right.
get your kids.
Sure.
Yeah,
But also, you gotta
maybe,
put it like this. too. Go ahead, Bobby. I'm
the other
sorry.
family may step in too, and then
Oh, hold on,
okay.
Bobby. You cut out. You cut out again. Hold on now.
Yeah, so maybe you've got other family that steps in to try to act like a father figure. Your dad's there. Well, they don't like what happens, so what happens now? Oh, it ends up happening. You get a family feud, and not the good one we see on TV now. That's great. We're talking about two people that have a disagreement right in front of them, and that just rips you apart as a kid.
Come on. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that argument in front of the kids like they don't see, and you're a living
Right.
You're a living person to tell us that it affects the kids. Kids listening, this is why
sure
things
do.
online. We normalize conversations with these kids because they feel something when they see that. They understand it. Either they gonna take from it and learn how to be abusive, be disrespectful, degrade somebody, degrade their significant other, or they gonna learn this is not what I want to deal
Right.
with. This is not what I want to see. This is not how I want to raise my kids. And I'm gonna jump real quick for people that got kids in here. Having no father, it demonstrates what the hell you don't want your kids to go through.
Yep.
Right. But then,
Absolutely. So what I learned through that is, you always have three
on,
options,
forget that.
right? You can learn what not to do, you can learn what to do, and sometimes you don't make a choice.
You
But,
stuck on a
it maybe took me 25 years to learn that. You don't always have to make a decision. I mean, we look at even the president of the U.S., what do they have? They can sign a bill, they can veto a bill, or they can use their pocket veto. It's the same thing we have in everyday life. But until we learn that, going through experiences and gaining that knowledge, you never know. Because you don't know what you don't know.
Good.
Come on,
That's
man.
good.
Come on. What things online? Personal experience, personal knowledge, professional knowledge. This is what we talking about. DJ had something to say. Come on, baby.
yeah, I was finna add to that we're talking about fatherless children, but a lot of these fathers, it's really not their fault. A lot of these moms are to blame too.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know in my personal situation with me being a father of two that their mother is contributing to them not necessarily being around their father. And children need their dad. Especially these little girls out here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so much going on out here in this world that just like she was saying, like you need your dad there to guide you, talk to you about stuff, something that you may not want to talk to your mom about. But a lot of these women are depriving these kids of not having a relationship with their father.
That's true.
And understand, it's called the fatherless child. That's what we hitting on. But like he said, because I know some great men out here, okay, and I know look, like Mo said earlier, you surround yourself around great people.
You become
It will
great.
assist you. James said you can become great. You are the company that you keep.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to acknowledge the men that I know who are taking care of their kids, doing what they're supposed to do, going above and beyond to make sure they handle their business, you know. And for the ones with these children of fatherless child, either parents or fathers deceased, or that's a choice for them not to be around and go above and beyond and do what they're supposed to do for some of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we got to acknowledge both sides. This episode just happens to be the fatherless child and these individuals, adults and youth, to be able to speak on a respective level. So everybody, these adults are learning from the youth as far as 2022 is, and these youth are learning from these adults from back in the I'm gonna mind my business. We ain't gonna talk about all that. So, you know what I mean? So it's a sense of respect around the table. And that's what I love. Dante, do you want to chime in? I know you do, y'all. We got Dr. Dante in the building.
You there?
Gathering his
Dr.
thoughts.
Carr.
He gathering his thoughts.
He's gathering his thoughts right now. He's gathering his thoughts, good people. So we're gonna move on to this. I'm gonna ask this question because I asked it to the kids, siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Your siblings have the same dad, different dad. What you guys got?
No, me and my sister, we don't have the same dad, but her dad was actually like my dad when I was little.
Okay,
he took care of me, and then when my sister came, she didn't get the experience of having her dad there, which I felt bad because your dad was trying to be my dad and buy me clothes and take me to preschool and all of that, but when she came, she didn't have the same treatment. He wasn't there for her.
That must be Dante. We heard that noise. Your siblings, Mo.
My big sister, she got a different daddy, but me and my little sister, we share the same mama and daddy, and she's the one I said that she went to dinner with my father, my biological father, and wasn't able to pay it.
Was there because you and your older sister and because y'all didn't have the same dad, was there a problem with that? Was there a separation? Was it
not at all? Not at all. I looked at my big sister like we shared the same mom and daddy too. It's just because she was there.
The same situation.
Yeah, we was there in the struggle together, in that fire together.
Come on.
She was there with me.
There it is. DJ, what about?
Like I stated earlier, it's 4 of us. My older sister, she has a different father. He's actually still alive, but he wasn't in her life. So that's when my father legally adopted her.
Okay. Okay, but y'all all still bonded, everybody good?
Oh, yeah. My sisters and I and my brother, we're very close, yeah.
Good. Shania, you already answered that. James, you already answered that. Bobby, you and your sister have the same dad. You already let us know that, right?
Yeah, we have the same dad.
Okay. Is Dante back yet? All right, Dante ain't back yet.
All right.
Don't you worry about it.
Gathering them thoughts.
Question, adults.
Okay.
Have you sought therapy, or did you feel like you needed therapy, or were you okay, or what is your therapy? Those questions. We'll start with you, DJ.
Yeah, because I had something to say on that.
Go ahead. We're here for it. We're here for
So
it.
that's something I thought about in the past, but I noticed that I have things that I don't want to say I cope with, but are very therapeutic to me.
Okay.
And sometimes you just gotta let it go. Just let it go. But yeah, I thought about going to therapy about that, but yeah.
Say no more. Mo?
I can't lie. Still to this day, even my wife, she's like, just go see him. Go see him. And I'm like, nah. I develop a purposeful thinking. Like, what is that gonna help me? Like I say, blessings to you. I've never thought about therapy. I don't know. I might go see him. I don't know. Who knows?
I was
Time
just
will
about to
tell.
ask you feel like you just have that final thing that you want to close?
I don't know. Like I said, I gotta continue finding myself first and developing
That's right.
myself before I try to,
That's
build
what we're
something
here
with
for.
someone else.
Good people.
That's right.
Got to.
Come on. You Shannon?
Yes.
No, go ahead.
I did go to therapy. I'm still in therapy.
Okay.
It was stuff that happened to me that made me want to go to therapy, and in the process of me being in therapy, I realized I needed to set boundaries with people. I had an issue with people taking accountability for things that happened, and I guess for so many years I wanted an apology, but me today, like, I don't want it because it doesn't matter. It probably won't be sincere, whatever. I don't want to be in the what if anymore. So to you because, you know, you still got some living to do. Eventually, you're going to want to know, because of course in the back of your mind you like, why? Like, why you wasn't here? Why you didn't do this? And when I was your age, I wasn't going to do it.
But have any of you guys ever felt to, like, ask yourself, like, is it something that I did?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I said, right before the pandemic hit, I went and saw him. And I sat there at his house for 3 hours. And I talked to him. And I told him how I felt and how I hated him and all of that. And during that time, that's when I realized, like, it's other things that happened to me that I couldn't control. And I didn't like the fact that the first heartbreak I got was my dad. And it was the fact of, like, why you wasn't there. And the fact I had other siblings and didn't know them siblings. Like, I have a brother that's 6 months older than me. And we found out about each other when we were like 21. He moved from Fresno because he moved there to be with his girlfriend and his son. When he came back, he told me, I'm getting on a train. I'm coming back to St. Louis. And the first place I'm going is to see you. I want to see my sister. I want to know how my sister is. Me and my brother is tight. We thick as thieves. And my thing with my brother is because my dad wasn't there, he feels like he has to step up and replace that void. And I have to tell him, you're my brother, not my dad. And he's very overprotective of me. We have other siblings, and he knows all of us. And the fact is that now, like, I met some of them probably once or twice. But my brother thing is, I want all of us to get together and we all, like, meet each other on our own. But with therapy, it's very therapeutic. There's nothing wrong with therapy, especially when you have this little neutral party that's just sitting there listening, and you don't have to feel like, am I wrong for feeling how I feel? Because I guess when I first started, I didn't like a lot of people. And I just had too many, like, mixed feelings. Childhood trauma, being a teen mom, not having my dad. It was a lot going on. And because I'm always this happy person and smiling, nobody never knew. Like, that's just how I felt. But now I'm, like, very vocal. And I will tell you, like,
come on.
I don't like your energy. Like, I don't like your energy, and you should seek therapy sometimes because there's nothing wrong with therapy.
So you a full blown straight shooter, huh?
Yeah, because I've always been this nice person, and I'm an empath. So I feel for people, and people are, I don't know, strangers, I guess, because they just gravitate to me and they just have to tell me things. And then even with, like, my friends, everybody have to call me and tell me what's going on. And then I'm like, you know what? You just dropped all this baggage off on me. And you're not taking this good free advice you asked for. So I need for you to come back and get this baggage and take it with you because I can't hold on to it. So, I mean,
and I bet you just say it in the nicest way.
I do, and I smile with it. Because it's like, no, I don't.
But okay.
You demonstrated that real well.
That was on point.
I'm not crazy. It's just I'm this.
No, that's what you said.
I'm a happy person, and I don't like I hate when people, and I shouldn't use that word, but I hate when I get angry because I don't like that person, and I will black out. But
well, don't say you hate them. Just say I strongly
dislike
them.
I don't like when I'm angry because that's not me. Because I'm this happy person. I support everybody. I want everybody to be great. I speak life into everybody. I'm just this person where you be like, oh, I don't want to do this. I can't. No, you can do anything. Like, you, the only person that's stopping you from being you is you. So, like, don't reach just for the stars. Go beyond the stars. Like, you only get one life, so make the best out of it. And, like, every day, because, like, we know tomorrow's not promised. So live today like There's
It
no
shall last.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's how I am. Even with people where I always used to forgive people, and I kept allowing them to do the same thing. And that was another reason why I had to go to. It was. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So when I went to therapy.
You a damn fool. But I'm a man.
Okay. Tell me again. Tell me then again. But when I started going to therapy, then I started realizing, like, it's okay to set boundaries, because I got tired of people, and like I said, and I have to go back to this episode, and I really don't want to, but I will. I was sexually assaulted as a kid from like my 5th grade year to my sophomore year in high school. So I dealt with so many different emotions, and it was a family member, and I didn't say anything, and I went through the phase where I didn't like people. I was by myself. I wore the color black. I wanted to cut my hair. I just didn't want to be, around people. And when it came to now, me getting justice for myself and realizing things, because I had so many memories that I was just trying to suppress and not think about it. And now I'm just like, okay, I just have to like relive it and let it happen. Mm-hmm. And then I started realizing, like, dang, I was failed on so many levels. Like, nobody tried to get justice for me. They just swept it under the rug. He was still like in the family. He was still at family functions, and I was just always uncomfortable. And I see now in my adult life, that's why I didn't want to be around family. I didn't want to be around people.
Learn from therapy.
So now it was just like accountability. And I was just asking people, like, why did you like let it? Why didn't nobody try to, when it came out? Why didn't nobody call the police? Why didn't nobody do this? And it was so many stories, and I was getting frustrated. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to, give you some space, and I have to set boundaries for myself, because you're not going to take accountability. And in order for me to be great, I have to let things and people go that no longer serve me. Because I don't want to sit here and keep wondering, like, what happened then and why didn't you? If you're not going to keep it funky with me like I'm going to keep it funky with you, then, hey, I mean, it is what it is. So.
Well, since y'all said that, so I'm going to tell you. I knew my daddy when I was little. I used to go to the prison to see him.
You tight.
My daddy went to prison. He turned himself in, killed somebody.
You just said it just so
yeah, just put
he killed somebody. Just throw that off there.
Like, I'm just not mad. You know what I mean? At this age, it's like this is what happened. You got because growing up, so he was in prison, and at like 4 or 5 or something like that or whatever, me and my sister would go see him and whatnot, because we didn't understand at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my mom did not make it a your daddy in jail. Life went on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was on basketball. I did everything.
The show
it was
must
like,
go on, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just an athlete, just running around, just living my regular life. She had her boyfriend. He was with us for a long time. She ended up getting married. That man was there to help me learn how to use my left hand, take me to games, take me to school with me and my sister missed the bus. I mean, so I had a father figure, but it wasn't my daddy.
Right.
And I say that because after that, then she remarried my stepdad, who's been there right now, who's still there, whatever, and they father figures. But I'm going to go back to what Shania said. She said there's nothing like your father.
Right.
And so when my dad got out when I was 15 years old, I had no desire to deal with him, because I was like, I'm good.
Right.
Because my friends' dads also like stepped up, and you know what I'm saying. Even when I was in school in the Virgin Islands, and I can call Daddy P and say, "Hey, can get me from the airport." Ro, I'm on my way, baby. You know what I'm saying. This ain't my daddy, but these, like, to this day, like, they it meant so much to me, but they probably don't understand it, because that's why I didn't pay attention to me not having my daddy.
Right.
If it was more like I didn't have my daddy, it's because I'm seeing what my friends had as father figure who was doing all this stuff, but they did it for me too. You know what I'm saying? But that was the thing. But when my daddy got out, my mom was like, "No, this your daddy." You know what I'm saying? She didn't have no ill will towards my dad at all. And so, to this day, that's my boy. I mean, he ain't got no money to do a bunch of stuff for me. I live this. You see how I live. I'm living the dream.
Right.
My daddy can't afford to just book a flight and do none of it. You know what I'm saying? All I needed him was for to see where I came from.
Right.
I look just like him. Nice guy. You know what I'm saying? I learned myself by watching him. And questions that I had about myself, I could find in him. Because, and my mom would always say, oh, you look like your daddy. Oh, you sound just, oh, you eat just like your daddy. So guess what I would do? I would watch my daddy. I would watch how he walk, watch how he talk, watch how he move. Like just being safe. Safety and security is like his main concern. What did I go to college for? Criminal justice, criminology. Both of my degrees is in criminal, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he, like, my mom always tell me, your daddy loved guns. He did this and this and this and this. He went to prison, but I took all of that and I took it somewhere else.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So to this day, you know, yeah, Ronald, my boy. I'm saying name Ronald Ramsey, the man. That's my boy. Why? Because he created me. Am I mad at him? No, that was the 80s. I don't know what it was like back then.
Right.
But I have to be able to look forward
That's
in
right.
order to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And I have to acknowledge the men that were in my life and that are still in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
My uncles, you know what I'm saying? Like my Uncle Victor, you know, and my cousins, Porky, you know what I'm saying? My cousins all and my godfather, Herman, you know, I mean, just these men who treated me like they were father figures. But ain't nothing like, Shania said, ain't nothing like finding out who created you.
Yeah.
And where you came from. You know, so I just really wanted to add that.
So do you have a relationship with Ronald's side of the family?
What? I just got back from Memphis, baby.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what? Hey, my great grandmother, 92 years old, Martha Ramsey, still living and kicking out her baby. Oh yeah. I know my daddy's
good.
side and my mama's side. I'm a Cooksey, Ramsey, and a Turner. I do not know my dad's father. I don't even think he don't even know who his daddy is.
Right.
That's you know what I'm saying. So I got family out here, you know what I'm saying? One of y'all might be my cousins, and I don't even know it. You know I don't know who my daddy is. I know who his mommy is, and I know all of them. And my great-grandmother and my Papa Nels, that's her little brother. Those are the last two still living. You know, my roots is from Hazelhurst, Mississippi. That's why I'm so chocolate and beautiful, you know what I'm saying? But she, look. Come on, baby, I'm a Ramsey, Turner, and Cooksey, baby. I know who the other one is. Y'all know who the other one is. Them over there. Them over there.
So you said that when you was 15, you had no desire with him. So
When he got out October 30th, 2002.
Did he try to have some type of bond or relationship with you while he was in there? Like,
nah, I mean, maybe. He didn't know where we was at. And when he was in there, I only person I spoke to was my great grandmother.
oh,
Like she
okay.
the one that take us with a bag of quarters or whatever.
Oh yeah, because you said your mama had a
But
boyfriend.
when my daddy got out, and finally was talking to my daddy, my uncles and them would see me or whatever, and they'd be like, Lizette, talking to my mom, them the girls, because we had grew up.
Right.
That's when I started seeing my daddy's side, and then some of them had already knew who I was. If they saw me, they'd be like, "That's Ronnie, baby," you know what I'm saying? When he was still in jail, and my mama never always got along with all of them. Like there was never no, my mama know my daddy's side. You know what I'm saying?
Animosity
Well, she would
anything.
take me to my grandma sometimes when I was younger. Go to my grandma's house. You know, I got an auntie that's younger than me. You know,
Me
she
too.
Was, you know, my dad is my
Got a lot
grandma.
of
My
them.
grandma had my dad as a teen, like 15 or 16 or something like that. She was
That's all of us back then.
something young. You know what I'm saying? And so she's my great grandmother's first child, and then my daddy is her first child. You know what I'm saying? So my daddy's the oldest of my great grandmother's kids. You know, so I know all my cousins that I can know.
Better than me.
And-
I
and-
couldn't even name my half of my people.
You know,
on my daddy's side.
I don't know none of
I
them.
can't either.
My cousin, Mr. Ramsey, is the mayor of Hazelhurst, Mississippi, and I don't even know him. I found that out through my other cousin who saw him out there in Hazelhurst, and he was like, "How's my auntie?" Talking about my big mama, Martha Ramsey. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, like when you don't know your family, and you know what I'm saying. But that's that part. Whatever. So how would we all describe ourselves now, Bobby? Let's start with you. How would you describe yourself now without no father growing up, no father, fatherless child and everything? How would you describe yourself, Bobby?
That's a great question. I don't even know how to answer it.
It is a good question.
I'm me.
You me.
I'm me.
Right. You did everything
That's
you were
right.
supposed to do. You got kids, right?
Yeah, I've got I got 2 little boys, a little girl that's about 2 weeks old.
Congratulations,
Yes,
baby.
Congrats.
she had the
Give him a round of
baby.
applause for
I
him.
got my first baby girl. I got to have one baby girl, at least one. So who knows? Maybe
I
there'll
mean,
be another. We'll
Price is
see.
right now.
Yeah.
You done got you
I
a
love the
girl.
sound effects.
I got a baby girl. I got me my first princess, second princess. Got my wife and I'm my baby girl. But you know, the way I look at it is, you know, if it's something you can't change, you can learn from it still. But it doesn't mean it's got to control what you do
Yep.
next.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
it right there.
So you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to focus on something I can't
You
change, but I
Come
can
on.
see things that I enjoyed, things I liked, I didn't like. But it doesn't mean just because you have the information, you also have to do something with it. You know, if I see somebody else, maybe there's some information I can provide to them, that there's something else that they can do with it besides let them steer with what they do. But there is some things that do steer what I do. But I want to be the decision maker of what's going to happen with that. You know, I don't have to be that statistic that says X, Y, and Z happened. Yeah,
You're
I
your
went through a
own
lot as
author
a
of your
kid.
own book,
In
yeah.
school,
Yeah.
we had, well, I guess it was called Rainbow Group. We got to go and talk to people. I don't even
Yeah.
know if that's around anymore.
Right.
And then through that, I found Camp Wyman. And then through Camp Wyman, I found a love for just being outside. And there's an amazing thing that happens when you go outside and you take a walk. It doesn't matter where you're at. You see the sun rise in the morning. It's a beautiful thing.
Sure.
But, man, it took me probably 25 years to realize that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give it to
And every
give the
day-
kids this stuff now.
Yeah, you get to go outside. I mean, I don't care if you got a bottle of water, cup of water, cup of coffee. Maybe you got Starbucks coffee because you're feeling big that day. Good.
Right.
But when the sun rises, it's a beautiful thing. It was probably in college I learned that. I didn't
I
play
ain't
at the
Yeah,
Missouri
I
State
just-
University, but there's a gentleman that coached down there that had a tremendous impact on me, even though I was just a manager on the team and the players. Conzo Martin, beautiful human being, great perspective on life, and a great leader of young men. It's a teacher before he's a coach. And just to hear somebody talk continually about how beautiful it is to be alive, you realize those things. And you go, man, maybe there's something else. He ain't forcing me to listen to him, but all of a sudden you start dragging yourself back to him because he's not telling you what to do, but just providing you information. And then you look back and say, man, that's a beautiful thing I got to hear for 4 years of my life, 3 years of my life.
Good,
And you take that to make future changes and future decisions.
good, good. James, we going to add you. How do you feel? Like, how would you describe yourself now? You know what I'm saying? At the age of 15, you didn't have him at 5. How would you describe yourself now? How you doing?
Well, I feel like maybe I've moved on from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he's supposed to get out my junior year,
Okay.
so I'm still like
On the fence?
skeptical if I want to build a relationship with him or not. So it's like I just moved on from it. So because everything is just like it's normal. I've been
Probably
through
got to see who he is first as a
Yeah.
person.
You don't even know him as
Right.
a person.
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
But you've grown up and had to grow and mature. And you on the Angels Online. You learning how to advocate for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Growing.
Come on. You learning. And you speaking. You got a voice. And so don't be scared to use it. You can use it in a professional manner and respectfully. You can check somebody respectfully. You know that, right?
Sure can.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's how
you know
you-
what
Yeah,
to
you just
say.
gotta be.
It's how you say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on. You
That's
know what
right.
to say. Somebody taught you that, didn't they?
My mama did.
Come on. You know
There
what.
you
better,
go.
what's her name, man?
Brittany.
Shout her out.
Brittany. Shout out to my mom.
There it
All
is.
right, Brittany. Shout out to Brittany.
Shoot.
I was wondering what mine sounded like.
Who hit the red button? Look, he hit it on his own mama. Boy,
You need to know.
Oh.
Because I can't hit this one.
somebody called a law. Somebody called a law. Shania, talk to me. How you feeling? How you describe yourself?
I mean, I feel like I'm the same person, just a little bit more stronger because, you know, as you age, you mature, but it's always going to be that part of me that's going to be inquisitive, trying to figure out if I can still...
I know.
Don't have to look that up later.
I'm sorry, my vocabulary a little
Where
bit.
Dante yet so he can say come through vocabulary.
No, when she literally said that, I was like, damn.
But
I'm 32.
University.
Full ride.
Okay. We've been listening to each
I'm not right there. Boy.
I can't wait for my. I'm gonna try to work that in. It was an inquisitive moment.
Because that's how you use it.
Oh, okay, I'm trying to work that in my answer.
But
you got it.
I'ma always like want to have this part of me lingering inside that I want to build a relationship with my daddy. I mean, cause that's my daddy. I love him. No matter how many times he do me wrong, which I may like seem like a gullible person, that is my dad. He's not been there. He hasn't been there. But I mean, so what? I'm not gonna say so what because like yes, you haven't done nothing for me. But like I said, at the end of the day, he's my dad. And you're always going to have that type of love for your dad no matter how bad he did you wrong. I mean, I like, he frustrates me with, like, because he hasn't been there for me. He hasn't done nothing for me. He do what he can. That's all I'll say, Because I got to think about it. Not a lot of people have a dad in their life. My boyfriend, he doesn't even have his dad. His dad died before he was even born. He never got to see his dad. He doesn't even know what his dad looked like. But, like, at the end of the day, it's like, people can do you wrong 1,000 times, but it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
What you gonna do?
But like, it still frustrates me because you've never done anything for me. You do what you can, and it's like you do the bare minimum sometimes. And it's like I was like his only girl, besides my mama. At once upon a time,
Oh Lord.
But that was a long time ago, But it's like when they broke up, it was always me, and then somehow another lady came into the picture. I guess she was jealous of me and my dad's relationship, and she blocked my mama's, and he wasn't able to contact me, and he didn't do anything.
And that's another issue too with fatherless. When we're talking about women and being bitter, when you are dating a man that have kids, you cannot necessarily expect yourself to be number one when that man has a child. So
that, and I feel like purposely. My sisters came into the picture, and I felt like, she wanted that whole experience with my daddy, which is why I'm kind of like pushed off, and I'm kind of like the black sheep over there, and it's frustrating because you got 2 other kids, and if I recall, a summer ago last year, I was with my grandma, and I kind of was
his mother.
Oh yeah, his mother,
because we don't know. We don't.
I
mean, I do know, but
his mother. And I recall that she was on the phone with my dad, and basically she was telling him how I was kind of like frustrated and I had a lot going on. And he was like, I mean, I got 2 kids of my own to pay attention to. I can't really worry about her. And it's like, that kind of like, yes, that broke my heart. Literally, that made me cry. And it's like, why am I not good enough for you? Why do I have to constantly try to be great in order for you to see me? But, me being here, me being 18, I finally realized, I would still love him. That's my daddy. But sometimes you can't try and force yourself to have a relationship with somebody who doesn't want anything to do with you. And it's okay. Yes, it hurts me literally, but look at me now.
Look at me now.
Her at South State University.
Yes, full scholarship. Finna become a teacher, and me being a teacher, I want to kind of like work through with other kids because, as a black young lady, I feel like it's kind of a stigma within the black society.
Girl, you gotta talk to us.
I feel like it's a stigma in the black society that it's fatherless kids everywhere within our black society, and like I don't want to kind of like bring race into it, but it's predominantly more black people without a father than any other race.
Gotta talk about
That's
it.
right.
And it's kind of mind blowing because it's shocking. I see the statistics. I took statistics last year. I was in AP Stats. Not to just throw it out there, but but I see like the statistics of how it's not a lot of fathers in their children's lives, and that's kind of messed up. But as I draw back to my conclusion and recollect on what I was saying. People make time for who they want to make time for. If your daddy don't want to be there, hey, you still you with or without your daddy. You will be great. And I've thrived my whole life without my daddy. I've had my mama, I had my stepdaddy, I had my uncles, and a whole lot of people who represent and replace my father. So it's not like,
somebody better say something. We don't have to cut you off. You speaking real smart.
yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Inquisition.
Baby.
That's that Inquisition.
Well, I don't.
DJ, you can give it to us quick.
Look at DJ.
I don't even know.
Hey, just tell us how you doing in life right now.
Inquisitive. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna make mine real quick for time. There's nothing I can change in the past. The past
Right.
is
the past.
what happens. Only thing that I can do is move forward and look to the future and focus on not being that type of father to my kids that my father was to me. And shoes, I don't even know how to go on after this. She just said,
She didn't gave us the
but
benediction.
all I can say is to continue just to live and be happy. It took me a long time to find myself and to look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I don't want to be this dude anymore. I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
Come on.
Yeah, it's inquisitive, ain't it?
Okay, you better use that.
Astounding.
She gave us another one. Astounding.
It's unfortunate you don't know about that, but she's here for it today.
Okay.
Yeah, but to just so now I'm just when I did that took a minute and to collect myself and to find out who I wanted to be and to focus on stuff in life that really matters to me. I'm in a much better place.
Boom.
So yeah.
Amen. Mo.
And for those out there, if Diabetic TV is coming back to you.
Well, now I can't even lie. I'm gonna say I'm purposeful more than ever.
That's right.
If it ain't got purpose to it, I ain't even thinking about it. It's like, once you get to this point, once you get that vision or you've been given a vision, you just gotta go with
That's
it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Even for my wife and my son, every decision counts. You just gotta learn from the mistakes of others. Even if it's your father, it don't matter. Like I said, even if it's my mama, my own mama,
Yeah,
I love her
right.
dearly. But if you're not aligned with where I'm going now, then you know what I'm saying? I love you, but you're gonna have to wait. Same thing with my father.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, but yeah.
Hey, that's just how it is. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying?
That's
You
right.
gotta go. You gotta go. Especially if you've been called. That's why I say many. Many's been called, few were chosen.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Because you gotta have that discipline. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wake up and they say, "I'm not really motivated to do this." Motivation means nothing once you get that discipline and that hunger to go get it.
Yeah.
And that's why I say now.
Can
Just
somebody let me shout you out, man? This man, he was in the United States Army, y'all.
Thank you for your service.
Like that, boy.
Thank you for
You
your
better say the
service.
hell with that.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that greatness.
Side note, how long
did
did you
that.
serve?
6 years.
6 years.
All right. Thank
Six
you.
quick years. Yeah.
6 quick years. Woo.
No, I ain't the shows. I was with the sheriff's department for 4.5. I said I'm gone after this.
Oh yeah.
I left.
They gotta give me the benefits, man. That's it.
Okay.
You done told us how you describe yourself already.
I just live life limitlessly.
Come on.
I mean,
And I'm
I try to make the best out of it. I don't take it personal no more like I used to. My goal is to be the best role model I could be for my kids. And I always, unfortunately, I never wanted you to be fatherless like I was. But, everything is done for a reason.
Ish happens.
And
This happens.
it
Yeah,
does.
it does.
It does.
Life
And
goes on.
I just said that I'm going to do whatever I can as a mother to be the best role model for my kids. And I can't sit up here and tell them to do, this and reach for the stars when I ain't did it. So,
Yeah.
hey.
That's something else I got for anybody that's listening
Go
in
ahead,
the future,
go ahead,
for the
go
kids
ahead.
here, for the
You
kids
got it.
out there. Marry yourself before you go out there and
That's
try
right.
to enter somebody else's life. Figure yourself out, find yourself, go out in the world in life and get those experiences, talk to those people.
Yep.
Go into those rooms that you felt like you never, be bold with your decisions. Don't go, like I say, don't follow that wave, because everybody out here ain't winning. It's the reason why
Sure
it's
ain't.
called the 1%. The 1% are winning. You got to think like them. You got to read like them. You know what I'm saying? Like you say,
That's right.
you learn from your father and can just
get used to getting uncomfortable.
Yep. Get used to being uncomfortable.
Come on,
Yeah.
come on.
Just go with it. Be great and
It
keep going.
becomes comfortable to be uncomfortable.
It
because
sure
it's
does.
uncomfortable.
And it won't
leads you
bother
with
you.
questions to ask.
And
Yeah.
it won't
yeah.
bother you no more.
Bobby, you got any more last advice before I get to talking?
No, just be you. There's always a choice you can make. If it's for you, take it. If it's not, let it ride.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to jump in on everything. Let it pass you by.
Everything
Learn
ain't
from
for you.
it. If you like it afterwards,
you.
then go back and redo it.
Man, look here. You got to be you and you got to be great. Y'all know what I'm going to say. I'm living a dream out here.
Gotta give the people what they want.
Because she about to shout in her seat.
You ain't even gonna let me be great.
She about to shout in her seat.
You know what I'm saying? Because listen,
Hit it.
I'm here for the people, all right? The angels y'all know I am Angel, right?
Mm-hmm.
The angels online. We are here for the people. Because you got to give the people what they want. These kids came to speak. These adults came to speak. They came to tell y'all a little something about something. Somebody better have heard something.
Okay.
Because good people, good people. I need everybody around the table, starting with Shannon, to give me... No, I'm sorry. Start with Bobby, going to James. Bobby, give me a good people, good people. I'm sorry, James. Give me a good people, good people.
Good people, good people.
Say it with your chest.
My God.
Say it with your chest, man.
We gonna start over. We gonna start over. James, give me a good people, good people.
Good people, good people.
All right. Come on now. There she is.
Say it with your chest.
Good people, good people.
All right.
Good people, good people.
Dirty. Ooh.
Good people, good people.
Good people, good people.
Good people, good people. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Angels Online, episode 7. Let's go. We got to give the people what they want. The Fatherless Child, we came at you. We got the kids speaking. We got the adults speaking. One team, one dream. If you got information, you go info@theangelsonline.org. You want to speak with anybody that was in this audience, in this room, info@theangelsonline.org. You can find me at The Angels Online on Facebook, Instagram, Angels Online LLC on YouTube.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap, baby.
Come on, let's go get a
Always
hookah.
be inquisitive.
Come on, Angel, let's go get a hookah and a drink. Come on.
Man, you got to give the people what they want, man. Man, that was wonderful. Y'all did a good ass job.